The Nittany Lion welcomes you to Happy Valley and Big Ten Women's Gymnastics, where the Rutgers Scarlet Knights are in town to take on Penn State. Both these teams looking for their first Big Ten win of the season. Rutgers and Penn State right here on the Big Ten Network. And good evening, everyone. Alongside the four-time Big Ten champion and six-time All-American Olivia Karras, I'm Dean Linke, and I like this matchup because both these teams are desperate for a Big Ten win.
They are, but the most exciting part about this competition is to see some of the best Big Ten athletes in one arena competing for that win and a placement in the evening session for the Big Ten Championships in March.
All right, let's go to work and break down Rutgers first. They're led by a new all-around record holder for Rutgers in Hannah Joyner.
Hannah Joyner has always been phenomenal, but her senior season, she has really turned it up a notch. She is now the record holder in the all-around for Rutgers, as well as on balance beam, and she has not slowed down in breaking records for the Scarlet Knights. She's beautiful on balance beam. Keep your eyes out for her on uneven bars as well. She is so solid on those two events. Emily Lease has always been a little underrated in my opinion, but this season she has had a breakout year so far, competing a 10-0 start value vault, as well as anchoring the floor exercise for the Scarlet Knights. She has power, she is fun, and she can bring it. Aaliyah Aird was an exhibition athlete last year, and this year she is competing in the all-around. She's competed every single meet in the all-around. There's so much growth and maturity in this athlete, and I'm so excited to watch her shine.
And Penn State has a rookie making some noise.
Ava Piedrahita is phenomenal. She's just a freshman. She's competed in all-around in every single meet so far this season. She's continuing to compete in such a calm and collected manner. I'm excited to watch her this evening. The senior, Cassidy Rushlow, you've heard her name for years now, but Coach Sarah Shire Brown said that this is her year to break out and take the Big Ten by storm. She is ready to have her breakout year and has been so excited to knock it out of the park. And finally, Amani Herring. She is also a freshman competing in 3 events. She's been solid so far in the beginning of her freshman season, but keep your eyes out on floor. She lights up the floor exercise.
Yeah, big-time recruiting class for Sarah Shire Brown. She's in the Missouri Hall of Fame. She was a gymnast with the U.S. national team as well. 1 year at Eastern Michigan after spending time at the University of Michigan. This is now her team.
Finally, all of the athletes on this roster have been recruited by Sarah and her team. So she officially feels like these athletes really are hers, and she brought them here on her own merit.
And leading Rutgers now in her 5th season, Umi Salim Beasley. And of course, everybody knows she had a 10 as a gymnast at West Virginia. Looking now for her Scarlet Knights to start popping up some 10s.
Umi was so excited about this Rutgers squad. She said she's seen a lot of improvement so far from the beginning of the year. She said to keep your eyes peeled on stuck landings. They've worked really hard in the gym on nailing those landings at the end of routines and holding the landings on floor exercise.
Penn State will start on the vault, where their team season high is a 196.
Vault is a quick event that requires a lot of focus. Judges on this event are looking for the overall execution of the vault. Clean body position, tight knees, pointed toes. The height and distance of the vault is crucial. How high you go, how far away from the table is super important. And this season, the direction of the vault, where you land on the mat, is a new point of emphasis for judges. And of course, the landing. Uneven bars gets a little more complex. On uneven bars, the most important aspect is the perpendicular handstands. You want those handstands on top of the bar, sky-high flying release moves, and of course, the stuck dismount to cap it off.
It's interesting seeing Rutgers. They have really been traveling all over the place. Just a couple nights ago in Oregon State, a little pit stop back in New Jersey, and now in Happy Valley. Now we get ready on vault, leading off Alina Virova from Latvia. career best 9.825, season best 9.775 for the sophomore from Penn State.
Elena vaults a unique vault. She does a handspring front entry to a front pike. I saw her nearly nail one in warm-up. All right, there we go. Nice job on that vault. You notice she landed forward, so that is what we call a blind landing in gymnastics. A little harder to find the landing. Lovely pop off the table, and just a little too much juice there. She had to take a step forward, but overall a very clean vault in the air.
Decent start at historic Rec Hall, where Penn State glad to be home to take on Rutgers. As we move over to Jordan Zeden-Weber. She is from Marlboro, New Jersey. Career high 9.8, season high 9.5. The senior will lead off on bars for the Scarlet Knights.
Good job working through that first handstand. A little lack of amplitude there on the Tkachev release move. The judges will deduct for that. Nice job working through her transition element. She was a little short of a handstand, which will be a deduction. Good job with the stuck landing. You notice that blind full going into the dismount. She was very rushed and over, which will be a deduction. See there how she was just inching to finish off, but great work minimizing deductions on that landing and capping it off with a stuck dismount.
Big hug there because Umi switched up the bars lineup, as you see the 9.725 for Alina. Now it's Maddie Johnson, the junior from Boyds, Maryland, Poolsville High School. 9.825 career best, 9.8 season high. Maddie Johnston for the Nittany Lions.
Maddie does a Yurchenko vault with a back entry. Good job for Maddie. She's been having a little trouble with that landing, but that was a great work minimizing the potential deduction. Good body position, slight pike down, but just the most minimal little scoot backward. Really nice height there. Just, so minor, but great work. That's exactly what Coach Sarah Shire-Brown is looking for from this vault lineup.
Yeah, decent start for the Nittany Lions as you get a look at Umi Salim Beasley, the first and only 10 on bars at West Virginia. So she is all in as she has final words for her freshman Valentina Lorente Garcia, a 9.7 this year. She's from Virginia Beach, Virginia. This class, by the way, for Umi Salim Beasley, ranked number 15 in the country by College Gym News. So as much as we talk about the youngsters for Penn State, pretty good recruiting class for Rutgers.
Excellent recruiting class, and Umi sadly shared with us that a couple of her freshmen are experiencing some nagging injuries and some bigger injuries, and so unfortunately her lineups are not as full of freshmen as she may have wanted, but she's really impressed with the bar's depth, and that's what we're seeing so far today.
At this point of the season, as you see Valentina get ready, what do you make of Umi switching up the bars lineup? Oh, there it is, a fall as we jinx them. And she talked about not jinxing them before Oregon State.
That can tend to be a little bit of a scary fall. You notice how she caught the bar, which was great, but her dowel, which is what we call the little circle thing on her grips, didn't quite make it all the way over on the bar, which led to that fall. But great recovery there on the pack salto. Good handstand on the high bar for Valentina. Just the dismount, big double layout. Great job coming back after that fall. Those falls really mess up the rhythm of a routine, not to mention on bars when it's all about rhythm and swinging. So great work getting back up. That is going to help with her confidence to finish that routine.
For any new viewers, remind everybody they drop one score.
They do. 6 athletes compete, 5 scores count, so that score will hopefully be dropped pending the other athletes.
Amani Heron, the freshman from Denville, New Jersey, up next on the vault for Penn State.
Another Yurchenko full, very nice job. Little bit of a chest position on the landing, which will be a deduction, but great work on the table. Little bend in the knees, the most slight knee bend ever, and just to scoot backwards on the landing. coach Sarah Shire-Brown will be happy with these minimizing of deductions on the landing. That's a huge focus for the Nittany Lions today.
Earlier, we saw Jordan Zeden-Weber get into the lineup. Now we'll see Gianna Ortiz also slide into the lineup. 9.75 this year is her career high and season high for the junior Gianna Ortiz.
And this is where the Scarlet Knights can test some of that depth that Umi was telling us about. It's so important that when an athlete has a fall, you come back and you do your best routine with as little overreaction and stress as possible. So this is a great moment for Gianna to solidify why she should be in the lineup each weekend.
I remember a couple years ago, Umi Salim Beasley, I asked her, why did you love the bars so much? You had a 10 on it. She said because she was fearless and she approached the beam the same way. And when you're fearless, you can be really dangerous.
You can, and we're going to see that fearlessness right here from her in this bar exercise.
Saw the 8-9 score. They cannot afford any more falls, Olivia.
Gorgeous piked Jaeger to start this routine off. So far, so good. Wow, that's a nice handstand right on top of the bar. That is exactly what you want after a fall, for your next athlete to go up and crush the bar routine. And she did not hold back at all in that routine, which I love to see. Excellent job working through that handstand and then the double back to a hop forward, but all the excitement after a fall to nail a routine, there's nothing quite like it.
Isabella Salcedo, she goes by Izzy, the sophomore from Arlington, Texas. Laurel Springs Online. She's part of the Texas Dreams. 9.875 career best, 9.85 season best.
Really nice vault from Isabella. She is the most beautiful and perfect pike position in the air. There's not many athletes who do it as well as her. Tricky combination here, a half onto the table and a front pike off the same position we saw earlier in the lineup from Elena. Little leg separation in her block off of the table, but so much happening in this vault and just the step forward. But great work by Isabella.
Penn State calling tonight Monday Night Mayhem, and a decent crowd here as they reached out to the student body to support kind of a new thing on the Big Ten Network, Monday Night Gymnastics. Next several Monday nights will be here. And now we talked about her in the open. Aaliyah Aird, 9.875 set this year, the sophomore from Winter Garden, Florida.
Aaliyah flies high in this opening element here. Big piked Jaeger, my goodness, that is beautiful. Nice clear hip into bail handstand. So far, this routine is as well as I've seen her do it so far this year. Just the dismount, she does a double layout. If she could get the stick, this is big. Oh, just the step forward, but on the bar, the routine was absolutely beautiful. I mean, the height on this piked Jaeger, my gosh, that's gorgeous. And then to cap it off with an E element, a double layout. See a little bit of a pike in the hips going into it at the end. She just needed to let it float a bit more before reacting to the floor.
What a big jump for her from freshman year to now her sophomore year.
And Umi Salim Beasley really prided her on that.
3 9.8-0s in a row as we bring up Jessica Johansson, the sophomore from West Hartford, Connecticut. Two-time vault titles this season, 9.9 career best.
Jessica is capable of a 10.0 start value. She's just doing the full today. She had a little trouble last weekend. Decent size step backwards. Something people are not really familiar with is when you do a harder vault and then go back down to an easier one, it's much more difficult to control your power, and we see that a little bit right here. See, that step goes out of the line there. Now, that's not an automatic deduction, but it is a guide for the judges to determine the direction of the vault. That is new this season to help with a little more fair judging.
Back to Rutgers, Hannah Joyner, as Olivia Karras so eloquently mentioned in the Open, a new school record set on January 21st in the all-around at 39.525. She has a 9.9 career high on the bars set this season. Her senior season, which we're already speculating, we think she may take her COVID year and be back another year, which would be a treat for all of us in Big Ten women's gymnastics. She certainly has that opportunity.
Pure speculation and hope, I would say. I would love to have another year of Hannah Joyner. I'm already getting sad thinking that this could potentially be her last year.
Senior from Waldorf, Maryland, Braden River High School. Was named a Big Ten gymnast to watch to start the season. Certainly making the most out of the beginning of her senior season.
I want to give a little shout out to the judge on the screen now. That is the lovely Beth Keller, a judge who has judged me since I was probably in a triple XS leotard as a child. So it's nice to see her still doing collegiate judging.
Hannah Joyner next to go on the bars for Rutgers.
Beautiful first handstand. Nice height on that straddle Jaeger release move. Good handstand position on the bail. Slight leg separation going into it. Gorgeous handstand on the high bar. Just the dismount, the double layout. Yeah, that's why she has a 9.9 career high. And Dean, if I'm being honest, I think that routine was just as good as the 9.9 routine that she received. Check out the height, knows exactly where she is, and there's that landing. Love to see the smile. Umi Salim Beasley is so excited, and rightfully so, as that's the best landing we've seen from the Scarlet Knights so far this evening.
That was a really outstanding performance from Joyner. Worthy of that crown for sure. She is the real deal. As we started the show with Ava Pietrahita, the freshman from Maryland, in the anchor spot as a freshman. Impressive.
Ava's going to perform the same vault that we saw earlier in the lineup. Half on front pike. Oh, I saw her nail one of those in warm-up. I was hoping to see the same pretty big hop forward, unfortunately. But look at the intricacy. Half on pike and a massive hop forward, but so much power and speed in this vault from the freshman. Coach Shire Brown told us that she's working on adding a half twist out of that pike, which would make that vault even harder, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But for now, great height and amplitude.
Now we move over to the anchor on bars for Rutgers, Avery Balzer, the junior from Carroll, Ohio, Bloom Carroll High School. Career high 9.875 set this season.
Nice job with that straddle Jaeger. A little flexed feet within the skill, which will be a deduction, but beautiful and elegant pack salto. Avery is such a natural bars worker. My gosh, that handstand was nice. Just the dismount, big double layout. Oh no, couldn't quite hold it. We'd like to call that a college stick. She had it and then couldn't quite show the judges that she had perfect control and needed to step salute, as we say. But great routine overall, lovely position in the air, and just needed to step to turn and salute.
Olivia, you're right. Rutgers, short of the one fall, their handstands, all of them outstanding. So Amy Bladen, a senior from Canada, will do an exhibition on vault. This will not count for the team score, but a good opportunity to get some work in here on this Monday Night Mayhem, dubbed by Coach Sarah Brown.
And as we mentioned in the Open, Aaliyah Aird on Rutgers used to only be an exhibition performer, and she's now in the all-around. So that tells you just how important this exhibition spot is. Amy does a Yurchenko full. Very low body position on the landing. You notice that step forward, which is an under rotation, so it will be a deduction for the step as well as the under rotation. Not as much height as the judges are looking for, but a very viable vault for Sarah Shire Brown and her Nittany Lions as the season progresses.
So now Caitlin Bertola, season high 9.65, also exhibition, will not count toward the team score. We can tell you that Penn State's Johnson and Rutgers Joyner lead the all-around after just one rotation at 9.8.
Short handstand so far in this routine, but she's working well throughout, trying to stay on the bar. Short again on that handstand, but good job working through the blind full and a nice double tuck to cap off the routine.
We are off and rolling here with both these teams looking for their first Big Ten win. Ava Piedrahita, a superstar freshman, and of course Hannah Joyner, a rock star senior. Back with more after this. One rotation in the books here at historic Rec Hall, Happy Valley. And we got a tight one here. Penn State at 48.975. Rutgers at 48.775. You do kind of get the feeling it's going to come down to perhaps that final rotation for sure, Olivia.
And it all comes down to these stuck landings we've been talking about. That is the area of focus for both teams on these two events in particular, and that's what Rutgers is really going to be looking at on vault.
4.98 for Sarah Shire Brown and Penn State. Pretty consistent there, 2 through 6.
Great work on vault for Penn State. I wanted a little bit more stuck landing potential. It's getting there, and Sarah Shire Brown has mentioned to us we're working on it, and I love to see the progress.
Umi Salim Beasley. I felt like Hannah Joyner deserved a 9.9. She gets a 9.8.
Right there with you, Dean. I thought that a couple of these routines were underscored, but what a way to rally behind each other and get rid of that 8.9 in the second spot. 4 hit routines after that and come out with a good overall total.
Excellent point. Nice response when you needed it. And now you see the lineup for Umi on the vault. Jones, Lorente Garcia, Pigliera, Joyner, Aird, and Lease.
Emily Lease will be doing a 10.0 start value vault. I'm just waiting for her to get the stick. Maybe tonight will be the night.
Maya Jones, a sophomore from McKinney, Texas, Independence High School in Frisco, where they produce all kinds of great athletes, men and women. Her career high was set this year at a 9.8, as you see Jessica Johansson, the sophomore, on the bars for Penn State.
Great uneven bars lineup here for Penn State. Keep your eyes peeled, in particular for Miss Ava Piedrahita as well as Cassidy Rushlow in the anchor spot. They are really bringing it on uneven bars this season.
Still warming up, obviously. Over the years, Olivia Karras, you've done a great job talking about point deductions, and certainly as we start this, the judges have taken a lot of time to sort it out.
Deductions are the key in understanding women's gymnastics. There's lots of things that happen in a routine, but these deductions right here are a nice cheat sheet to understand what exactly they're taking during the routine. Keep your eyes specifically on the flexed feet and bent legs. That goes into the overall execution of a skill or routine. And the hop on the landing, up to 1/10 on the hop. A lot of times judges don't particularly follow that rule and tend to say that it's just a scoot. We'll give it a half. Nope, that should be a 1/10 deduction. Steps on landings is the same, and we will get to some of the balance beam and floor exercise deductions later, but lots of important items to keep in mind as you watch these next routines.
Olivia Karras, a 6-time All-American as a gymnast, and I call her an All-American as an analyst. That was an outstanding breakdown.
Thank you, Dino. Happy to be of service.
All right, we've got a tight one, as we knew we would. And one thing you can say, you see Joyner, you're hoping she comes back for that 5th year, but both of these coaches, Sarah Shire Brown, Umi Salim Beasley, that's now their teams. And, it's overused cliche, but I do think the future is bright for both of these programs.
I do as well, and that you can see a lot of that potential, specifically in athletes like Aaliyah Aird, who is taking her freshman season and concocting this recipe for how to take everything she learned and do it her sophomore year. She's in every single event as a competitor for a score that counts. That is a remarkable thing in itself, and that's the program that Umi Salim Beasley is creating, a program of growth and a program to excel in.
Of course, Umi Salim Beasley married an NFL superstar. Now they have 3 daughters. She says she has 30 daughters, her 3 and the 27 on this team.
Oh gosh, I can't even imagine.
Maya Jones, the sophomore.
Good job by Maya Jones in the air. A little bit of a struggle there on the landing. She has great power going into it. Nice pop off the table, and see that pike position in the hips. That's what resulted in the under rotation, which led to a hop forward. So as we discussed in the deduction breakdown, a couple of things there that the judges can write down on their pad of paper to deduct from the routine.
Jessica Johansson, the sophomore from West Hartford, Connecticut. Career best 9.85, season best 9.8.
Gorgeous first handstand. She gets ready for a release move called a Takachev. Very well done. A little lack of amplitude. Beautiful pack salto as she transitions to the low bar and back up to the high bar. Just the dismount left. It's a big double layout. Step backwards on the landing. The routine on the uneven bars was absolutely lovely, but that step backwards, as we discussed, will be at least a 10th deduction. Beautiful height in the air, and just that, she was just unable to grab the perfect stuck landing, but really nice work as the leadoff performer.
Valentina Lorente Garcia, the freshman from Virginia Beach. Career and season high, obviously as a youngster, 9.675.
Valentina performs the same vault as Maya Jones. Definitely a sizable deduction on that over rotation. She did take a pretty big step and was slightly off center. She didn't get as much pop off the table as she may have wanted, and the legs were a little loose in the air. But she just wasn't in the center. See that she landed very over on the left of that line, and unfortunately that resulted in quite a decent sized step.
Jessica Johansson in with a 9.8. Maddie Johnson, the junior from Boyd's, Maryland. 9.875 career best, 9.85 season best.
Great job being aggressive on that first handstand. Wow, that was a lovely bail handstand. She held it there extra. Good work on the blind pull into the double tuck. There's that stuck landing that Sarah Shire Brown is looking for. She is fired up for Maddie Johnston, as she did exactly what she needed to do. Beautiful toe point in the air, saw the ground perfectly. And the team and the coaching staff is thrilled about that one.
Quickly, Olivia, stuck landing, but if one foot is 3 inches further than the other foot, does that matter?
It does, and that is a judge's discretion, as many things in gymnastics are, but that is a slight deduction. Ultimately, the gymnast needs to show control on the landing and then slide the heels together at the end to complete the landing before they salute.
Anna Pagliaro, the sophomore from Freehold, New Jersey, Freehold Township High School. Career high set this year, 9.825.
Another full twisting Yurchenko vault for Anna. Good pop off the table. She was a little sideways. Again, these lines are new this season that will help the judges with directional deductions as they sit sideways. Really nice pop, just a little pike in the hips, which resulted in the over rotation. The judges will deduct for the landing as well as slight body position in the air.
New leotards for Penn State. You are kind of a leotard judge, I would say.
I am always here for a new leotard. It's one of my favorite parts of NCAA gymnastics.
Alina Virova from Latvia.
Lovely straddle, Jaeger. Little short on that handstand, but works through it nicely into the bail. Very well done, a handstand on the high bar. There's another stuck landing. That's exactly what they needed, as we say in gymnastics. Falls are contagious, but so are sticks. And so far, Penn State Bars team has the stick bug. Really nice job working through that turning element, sees the ground, and shows perfect control before saluting the judge.
Really nice job right there. And I think it's Ralph Rosso from Michigan, one of the assistant coaches. Hannah Joyner next to go on the vault. 9.9 career high, season high 9.825.
Really nice full twisting Yurchenko from Hannah Joyner. Decent size hop backwards. She almost never looked like she showed full control before saluting the judge, but the body position is really nice. Little pike in the hips as she gets toward the ground, which is why she hopped backwards, but definitely a nice vault.
Hannah even makes hops look good, though.
She does. She does. She is one of the most talented athletes I've ever watched.
9.825 back-to-back. Now it's Maggie Mace, the junior from Dayton, Ohio, part of Ohio Connections Academy and Cincinnati Gymnastics. 9.775 career best. I believe this is her first appearance this season.
I think it is, and Sarah Shire-Brown was really excited about this athlete on uneven bars. Little leg separation there in the pack salto as she continued through to her turning requirement. Just the dismount. She does a double layout. Hop backwards, but great job in her first bar routine of the season.
Maggie Mace.
Really nice speed going into the double layout. Little bit of loose legs in the air, which is part of the execution deductions the judges are looking for. But love to see that smile on her face. Sometimes getting the first one out of the way is the hardest, and then you can just settle in and let it happen.
Aaliyah Aird, sophomore, season high 9.8, also her career high in this breakout sophomore campaign. You see the 9.775 for Joyner.
And this vault is big. Aaliyah knows how to fly. Oh, the landing was just, she was so over-rotated. Unfortunately, the vault in the air was so stunning. She gets such a nice block, beautiful pointed toes, and just needed to, as we say, flare it out a bit so that she could open her hips and not feel the need to pike down to find the ground. And that comes with time. Sometimes you just need to compete with the adrenaline at a competition, at an away meet. You need to understand the environment before making those changes to settle into the competition vibe.
Once again, the freshman phenom, Ava Piedrahita, the freshman from Maryland, Damascus High School, Hills Gymnastics, 9.85 is her season high, and obviously her career high, just a freshman.
A little short on that first handstand, but brings it back really well with her Maloney to pad connection. Very well done. Half turn, landing perfectly on top of the bar. Big dismount. Oh, I saw her nail one in warm-up. That step backwards will be at least a 10th deduction. But she is just a freshman, and she's already competing like a veteran. I can't imagine what she'll be like in her coming years if she's competing this well so far.
A very graceful, bright future indeed. Now Emily Lease, the junior from Lancaster, PA, career high 9.9, season high 9.875.
I am excited about this one, Dean.
Me too.
This is a big vault. She just needs to find that landing. The 1.5 blind landing. Oh my God, it was so close. Definitely, as we call a college stick, I saw her drill one in the 4-minute touch. She just rushed the salute ever so slightly, but check this out, a 1.5 twist. She gets the landing. She just needed to close her heels at the end before turning to salute the judge to show perfect control. The shoulders were just moving forward ever so slightly right there before she could turn. But wow, that's the best landing of all vaults in that rotation. Beautiful job.
She's going to get a big score, I think, right there. Emily Lease Jr., her lines were good. Just that little half step at the end.
Just the slightest half step, and I know she's working on those landings, and that's excellent progress.
Cassidy Rushlow, the senior, 9.925 career high. Cassidy Rushler in the anchor spot for Penn State.
Cassidy is a wonderful bar worker.
9.9 for
Gorgeous
Lease.
job. This is a new dismount for her, a full out, an upgraded dismount. She can get this stick. This will be a massive score. Wow! Oh my goodness, that was awesome.
What a great way to answer what Lease just did on the vault for Rutgers. Rushlow steps up and delivers the goods on the bars for Penn State.
That was phenomenal. Look at the height on this dismount. Sees the landing. Great control, and check out Sarah Shire-Brown jump in those stilettos. I mean, my goodness, that's almost as impressive as the bars dismount.
That was outstanding. And no exhibitions. We got a tight one here. Emily Lease, the anchor on the ball, just a little tiny step. And the all-arounder, Maddie Johnson for Penn State. The third rotation around the corner. Our State Farm State of Success, Big Ten Women's Gymnastics, your alma mater, number 3 in the country. But how about the fact that Michigan State, Ohio State, Iowa, Minnesota, and Illinois all in the top 20?
This is the progress the Big Ten Conference has been looking for, and the teams that are in the top 20 and not in the top 10 yet are inching their way toward a spot in the top 10. I wouldn't be shocked if most of those teams made it in the top 10 within the next couple weeks.
We saw Michigan State knock off Michigan for the first time since 2007. That's when the Big Ten Network came on the air. Meredith Paula Civic getting it done at Ohio State. Larissa Libby for Iowa. And you take a look at the score right now. Penn State with the lead, 98.25. Rutgers at 97.575. And the all-around, it's the youngster in the lead.
I have been so excited to watch Ava compete, and so far she is delivering exactly how Sarah has mentioned it. So excited to see what's in store for her in the future.
Alongside our All-American and 4-time Big Ten champion Olivia Karras, halfway through, both these teams going for it. Sarah Shire-Brown basically said, I want to win here at home.
She did, and so far they're looking like that's the direction that it's going. But Rutgers is phenomenal on the floor exercise as well as balance beam. There is a lot of meat left.
It's going to be fun, especially when you have Miss Joyner in the mix for the Scarlet Knights. As we talked about, even when she makes a mistake, it looks elegant.
It's true. She does. She's such a beautiful performer. But check out that 9.9 from Emily Lee. So well deserved. And I think that is just the beginning of her 9.9 plus vault scores this season.
That 9.9 ties her career high. Meanwhile, when we start to look at Penn State's scores, Cassidy Russell, that's a new career high. And let me tell you, that landing was just amazing. Major amplitude and crushed it.
That entire routine was breathtaking. Honestly, if she were in a different leotard at a different school, it might have been a 10. But I love seeing the judges rewarding her for the excellence that she portrayed.
It's worth another look.
This dismount is sky high, and to think it's an upgrade is even more impressive. Sees the landing, the smile in the salute, and here we get a good look at Sarah Shire Brown in the heels, jumping up and down. I love to see this excitement at Monday Mayhem in Penn State.
Remember Lauren Bridgens several years ago at BYU with that perfect 10 on the bars. I like what you said, Cassidy Rushlow. Judges need to pay attention to that routine. That could be 10 worthy.
Definitely. Everything she does in that routine, from her execution all the way through to the difficulty, is exactly what they're looking for.
Wow, Sarah Shire Brown rocking the shoes with style. Look at that poise.
And she jumped in them. Does anyone understand how hard that is? I don't think anyone does, because that is hard.
Well, we mentioned the fact that Umi Celine Beasley, 3 daughters, Sarah Shire Brown, 2 beautiful boys, living in Happy Valley. We'll stay with Sarah Shire Brown. Penn State now on the beam, Olivia, where their average is 49, or their best score rather, is a 49.15 this year against LIU, Penn, and SCSU. And leading off again is Ava Piedrahita, the freshman who is leading the all-around through 2 rotations.
And this spot for Ava is arguably the most difficult lineup spot in all of collegiate gymnastics. The beam leadoff, who sets the tone for the remainder of the lineup. Great save there. Looks like she was slightly off on that back handspring layout series and managed to find her center of balance and not come off the apparatus. Cat leap to side aerial. Really well done. Switch leap to a tuck 3/4 jump, landing sideways on the balance beam. It's the slightest body check, but nothing too major. Just the dismount. It's a round off 1.5 twist. Step forward on the landing, but solid leadoff performance for the Nittany Lions on balance beam. She was looking for that stick. Beautiful height off the balance beam on her dismount. Just the most minimal step forward, but a hit routine to start off beam.
So now Rutgers on the floor. They're 29th in the country. Season high 49.150. Stephanie Zanella, the leadoff, career high 9.75, set this year for the Scarlet Knights.
Stephanie opens up with a double tuck. Really nice job. Slightest little bobble on the landing.
One of the leaders of the team. She is a captain as a junior.
Second pass. A whip to a beautiful double full. Another minor landing movement of the feet. Gymnasts are allowed to do a controlled lunge out of their tumbling passes for 0 deduction. Coach Celine Beasley told us that performance and showmanship was one of their areas of focus, and I like what I'm seeing so far. Oh no. And unfortunately, that is a 5/10 deduction for a fall. Up till that last pass, the routine was going really well, especially with this very tricky combination pass. A whip to a double twist, a little leg separation there, and here's where the error was, a front layout into a front full. She just didn't have enough juice to make it all the way around, and unfortunately, that is a 5/10 deduction.
Isabella Salcedo, the sophomore from Arlington, Texas, 9.85 career high. First time on the beam this season.
Balance beam is so intricate. So you see that the judges are looking for many things in this routine, but particularly a perfect 180-degree split, an acro series that we just saw there, 2 connected acro elements, difficulty in connections to build up your start value, and of course, the coveted stuff landing.
Coach Brown loves all her athletes, but she was really high on Izzy.
Very difficult standing front tuck. That is a new addition to Isabella's routine. Notice the facial expressions, how she uses her body language to play through this whole routine. It's a very difficult leap combination, a split jump to a straddle 3/4. And a front layout into a full twist. That looked so effortless for Isabella, not to mention it was her first beam routine in the lineup this season. And what poise and ease she has as a balance beam competitor. Standing front tuck, so difficult, and the most elegant step forward. A front full dismount, spots the landing, and was smiling as she ran into the dismount. Love to see that confidence and excitement in a balance beam routine.
So next up for Rutgers on the floor, Anna Pagliaro, the sophomore from Freehold, New Jersey, career high 9.875. Her season best, Olivia Karras, 9.825.
Floor exercise is another complicated routine when it comes to scoring. But when you are looking for deductions, keep your eyes peeled for a controlled lunge out of tumbling. The height and amplitude of all tumbling and leap combinations is crucial, and that 180-degree split is a requirement for all athletes. That is a perfectly controlled lunge. Very well done.
Speaking of well done, I want to thank Matt Choquette and Matt Rudisil, the SIDs for Rutgers and Penn State, respectively, for their assistance this week.
Very nice job working through that front pass. Slightest slide on the landing, but did not sit it down. Nice job with her leaps. Little bit off of 180 degrees. The judges will deduct for that.
I can tell you Salcedo with a new beam career high a moment ago.
The last pass, a Rudy. Nice job on the landing. Littlest hop backwards, so the judges will not consider that a perfect controlled lunge, but a hit routine after a miss is exactly what the Scarlet Knights needed. This opening pass was a highlight for me. Big height, beautiful execution in the air, and lovely lunge. showing perfect control.
Penn State, 3 freshmen in the beam lineup. And Sarah Shire-Brown saying this is a strong area for us. A lot of fight despite the youth. Haley Gibble, the freshman from Pennsylvania, Wilson High School, Prestige Gymnastics, 9.85, her best score already this season.
Haley is a beautiful beam worker. Gorgeous front aerial to split jump.
She means business.
Really nice full turn, a requirement for all beam routines. Comes for a series, a back handspring to a layout, step out. Solid job. A fun fact about Haley is she went to cosmetology school. So check out that eye makeup. Switch side, very nice.
Yeah, that is solid. Solid eye makeup.
Yeah, could you teach me how to do that? Cartwheel, 1.5 to a stuck landing. That is the best routine she's done all season and should be rewarded as such. The grit on this flight series was lovely, a little off, and she managed to cover it up very well. And the dismount, a cartwheel, 1.5 twist into a perfectly stuck landing. And check out, the team is thrilled for her. They know that that was an exciting moment for this freshman.
So basically, translation, you think she'll top that 9.85 as season best?
She should. In my opinion, she should, but it is up to the judge's discretion.
Nice work by Haley Gibble. As next up is Emily Wood, the junior from Kingland, Georgia, Camden County High School, 9.9 career high, 9.85 season high. Third in the rotation for Umi Salim Beasley.
Emily's first pass is a big one. Gorgeous job on that Rudy to layout step out. It looked like she stayed in bounds, which is crucial since being out of bounds is an automatic 1/10 deduction that they cannot afford right now. Lead combination, the requirement, very nicely done. Last pass for Emily. She ends with a very difficult front double. Oh no. It looks like she was off a little bit and ended up only doing a 1.5 instead of her usual front double twist. But not to mention, the Scarlet Knights came from Oregon State on Friday night. And it looks like her heel was out of bounds. So unfortunately, that is a 1/10 deduction, and this was supposed to be 2 twists, but it looks like she only did 1.5, which will be a start value deduction, as I do not believe she had enough difficulty to start from a 10, if my math is correct.
Cassidy Rushlow, 6-time all-around titles this season. 9.925 career best, 9.825 season best on the beam. Of course, coming off that spectacular bars performance. Do you feel that momentum if you had a great rotation before going on the beam?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's such a confidence booster, and so far she is using that confidence and crushing balance beam. Gorgeous focus. Back handspring layout, step out. She has ice in her veins right now. Slightly off there on that side aerial, but she managed to cover it up very well. Just the dismount. Let's see if her sticky feet can carry over to balance beam. Just the hop forward. Unfortunately, she did not get that perfect stuck landing, but the routine on the balance beam was gorgeous. The highlight for me was this back handspring layout step out, perfectly straight legs and pointed toes, and just couldn't quite hold on to the dismount. Needed to take a hop forward, but a great routine for the senior.
Rushlow, reminded you, did not participate in the vault, so she will not be part of the all-around story. And I think Sarah Shire-Brown did a good job explaining how she's managing the athletes by pulling her out of the vault.
It's all strategic, and at this point in the season, playing with your lineups, experimenting with depth is extremely important, as down the line, you never know when you need an athlete to go up and hit a routine. So this is the best time possible in the season to give athletes an opportunity to compete and get those jitters out.
So that'll bring up Aaliyah Aird, the sophomore, who is having a great sophomore campaign after, as you said, only doing exhibition last year. She has already had a 9.9 on the floor. As you see, Wood in with a 9.525. They need big scores here from Aird, Joyner, and Lease to round out the floor.
And these are the three athletes to deliver just that. Big opening pass, double pike. Smallest bobble there on the landing. Her required lead combination. Very nice combination pass, a front layout to a front full. Final pass for Elia. Double tuck. Very low chest position on the landing, but she did a really great job of minimizing the deduction. Great work on this last pass, just low there on the chest. It looked like she didn't have enough height to make it all the way around. But that is a hit routine after a couple of misses so far from the earlier half of the lineup.
You mentioned three freshmen in the lineup for Coach Sarah Brown. That includes Amani Heron, the freshman from Denville, New Jersey, part of the North Stars Gymnastics program. 9.925 on beam is Penn State's highest score on any apparatus this year, and that came from this young woman. Obviously before Rushlow on the bars.
Little off there on that front toss. It's part of her series, which means she had to walk backwards and repeat it to get the series requirement. Side summy, rock solid. Switch kick, hitch kick, to switch side. really solid. And just the dismount, a front tuck full and a hop forward. A couple little things throughout that routine. She did wobble on the original front skill and had to walk backward to repeat it. A nice job on this dismount, just a hop forward, but she is just a freshman and she is already putting up big numbers and competing very well.
3 freshmen in the lineup for Coach Brown. A little bit of instruction. So we saw here get a 9.725. Training staff was working with her a little bit. Here's her teammate Hannah Joyner, career high 9.95, season high 9.875. The senior captain, Hannah Joyner, in the 5th spot for Rutgers.
Opening pass for Hannah, a double pike. Very bouncy on that landing, but it looks like she stayed in bounds, which is big. Just a reminder for those watching that if you step on the line, you are in bounds, and off right over the line is a 1/10 deduction. Second pass, a front full to a front layout. A little short there on that last element. She did pull it around though, which is good. Switch side to straddle full. Really nice extension on her straddle position. Just the last pass, a 1.5 to a front layout. Looks like she did a front pike instead, which is not a deduction, just a smart move, thinking on her feet. And a hit routine. It looks like Rutgers is overall just a little off, but again, can you blame them? They've been traveling all weekend. Really low on that final salto, but she did manage to stay on her feet and think on her feet on that last pass, performing a pike instead of a layout. Very veteran move there.
Yeah, just 2 days removed from Corvallis to New Jersey up to Happy Valley. That is not an easy track.
I'm tired just thinking about it.
Maddie Johnston, the junior from Boyds, Maryland. Poolsville High School Hills Gymnastics, 9.9 career and season high set this year. The anchor for the Nittany Lions.
Big opening series, back handspring layout, step out. Gorgeous control. Split jump to very difficult sheep jump, took her eyes off the balance beam. Side aerial, rock solid. So far, so good in this routine for Maddie. If she can get the stuck landing on her dismount, this will surely match her career high. Oh, just the hop forward. Rest of the routine was near flawless. Coach Shire Brown told us that one of the areas of focus was finishing the routine through the salute, not getting excited before the dismount, and it looks like she got slightly ahead of herself. Didn't quite get that no deduction landing, but what a fabulous beam rotation for the Nittany Lions.
I think that's a bring it home now message from Sarah
It sure
Brown.
is, Dean.
Speaking of bringing it home, Emily Lease Such a great job in the anchor position in multiple rotations. The junior from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, the home of the Wrestlers. Cyber Charter School, career and season high 9.9.
Big opening pass here for Emily. Full twisting double tuck. Beautiful controlled lunge. That's exactly what they've been looking for a no deduction landing. Really nice leap combination.
She's fun.
I love watching her do floor. As I said, what's the word I'm looking for? She's definitely an athlete you should be watching.
Well, she's one of those athletes, we have one every single meet that the camera finds, the camera enjoys.
Her smile's infectious, that's for sure. Last pass, very difficult, front through to a double tuck. Really nicely done. Slightest chest position on the landing, but that's the best routine of the rotation.
Agreed. Let's take a look at the last pass here, Olivia Karras.
This is her combination pass, really difficult to do at the end of the routine, but she ends it with a tuck double back. And really well done to do at the end of the rotation, not to mention the end of quite a travel weekend, and that smile is as authentic as it gets.
She had the same smile in warm-ups hours ago.
She's smiling all the time. Every time I see her, she's smiling.
Worthy of that crown. Career and season high 9.9. We'll wait and see. Penn State is in with a 147.4 through 3. Still waiting on the score for Rutgers. .9875. First time up this year for Salcedo. Go back over to the floor. Maya Jones, the sophomore from McKinney, Texas, Independence High School in Frisco, Texas. She'll get a chance. Exhibition. Again, no wagering, Olivia. This won't count toward the score.
Though a very important routine, as depth on floor is always crucial to have. Big double pike. Oh no. Oh no, that's quite a large deduction on that landing, as well as being out of bounds. It's very difficult to continue a routine after a fall like that off the top, but nice job bringing it back on that second and difficult combination pass. The first pass did not go the way she wanted. Really hard to come back after a fall on the first pass, but that's almost more valuable than hitting a perfect routine. So nice job by Maya Jones.
That concludes the third rotation.
Emily Lease, the junior from Lancaster, PA, with a big-time anchor score for Rutgers, and the best score on the beam gives Penn State the lead. Izzy Salcedo through 3.
This is awesome. Love to see the support on a Monday night at a gymnastics meet. And I love the matching outfits. Dean, where's yours?
You're thinking those are dads too, right? And there's the future Penn State superstar. I love when the youngsters are out there, Olivia.
That's my favorite part, is seeing the youngsters.
As you see, Johnston leading the all-around race, and Aird, we got to keep an eye on her because we think she might be a scratch here for this final rotation.
That would be a huge loss for Rutgers. It looks like Aaliyah was struggling just a little bit after her floor routine. See the trainer plopping some ice on her ankle right now, but it is so early in the season that her health is much more important at this point as we wait to see who will take her place on balance beam.
So we have heard that Jacqueline Manifold, the sophomore from Albuquerque, New Mexico, will slide in to Umi Salim Beasley's rotation here after the injury to Aird. And I feel like, as disappointed as Aird will be, Umi Salim Beasley was so impressed by the jump from freshman to sophomore year. You saw also her knees. I mean, she's battled through injuries, and hate to see that, Olivia.
Hopefully it is something very minor. She can go back to New Jersey, do her rehab that she needs, get back into the gym, and have a healthy remainder of her season.
Rutgers on the beam, 31st in the country. They're averaging a score of 48.820. Their season high is 49.1. Lease with a 9.85 on the floor. I thought that was a really good performance after 2 9.725s from Aird and Joyner. Those last 3 solid.
Definitely not the rotation that Rutgers was looking for on floor exercise, but really nice to see Emily Lease come out with a high energy routine and get that 9.85 in the anchor spot.
And if you're Sarah Shire Brown, those scores, all of them, even Ava leading off, that's what you want from the beam, because now they can showstop and close this out on the floor.
Knowing Sarah, she's wondering why none of them were 9.9s, as I know her perfectionist brain. But to see these scores is really impressive, and bringing that energy over on floor, capping off this meet, is exactly what they need to do.
And you know Sarah well because she spent a season with the legend that is Bev Plocky at Michigan.
That's right. Sarah was our volunteer assistant coach my freshman year. So I know her and her coaching style very well, and I know she's so far loving what she's seeing, but wants the girls to not get ahead of themselves and finish this meet off with a knockout floor rotation.
Using the words of Sarah Brown, she said, "Floor should be a really strong event for us, particularly in front of our home crowd. We have been working hard, excited about what we're building from week 4 to week 5. It's all about stamina, those last passes, and finishing the job."
Gotta make sure you're finishing the entire routine before getting ahead of yourselves, and that's exactly what she's looking for. Finish the last passes, control the landing, salute the judge, and then celebrate and enjoy.
It's the little things, and now it's closeout time. Rutgers, again, traveling all over the country. I mean, they were out in Las Vegas as well earlier on. I mean, Umi Salim Beasley challenging these teams, including the number 15 ranked recruiting class in the country. I want to remind you that Umi Salim Beasley's husband, Aaron, was an NFL star. Apparently, he's terrified of gymnastics. It makes him crazy. But her parents go to all of the meets, and they've got some big-time athletes. Layla's a soccer player. Dalia's a track All-American. Amira is a track star. Some of them play field hockey. They play golf. Big-time athletes, as she mentioned, 3 of her 30 daughters, her 3 real daughters, and the 27 on the team.
This is an exciting opportunity here on balance beam for Rutgers. The first 3 rotations were not exactly what they were looking for, but they have been phenomenal on balance beam, notching a new school record of a 49.375 just last weekend at home. So this is a great opportunity to build off of that record set just as recent as last week.
So Rutgers on the beam, 31st in the country. Braden Batavio, the sophomore from Woodstown, New Jersey, 9.85 career high set this year.
Braden opens up with her acro series, back handspring layout, step out. Really well done. Hardest part of the leadoff balance beam routine is always that first skill. Split jump to a split full, very difficult dance element. It looked like she was just slightly shy of a perfect 360-degree turn. Nice fight on the side aerial, just a little off, but managed to minimize the deduction very well. Just the dismount. She does a front tucked full twist. Very nicely done. Almost a stick. Slightest bobble on the landing, but that is exactly what the Scarlet Knights needed to start this final rotation. Teeniest little movement over to the right. As the balance beam rule has changed, you need a C element dismount, as skills are ranked from A as the easiest all the way up to E, so much more difficult to stick those beam dismounts this season.
Now to the floor for Penn State, having a big night. Again, not participating in the vault, so not eligible for the all-around. A big-time bar performance with a career high. It's Cassidy Rushlow, 6-time all-around titles this season. Cassidy Rushlow leading off on the floor for Penn State.
First pass for Cassidy, a big double tuck. Little hop backwards there, wasn't a perfectly controlled landing.
Olivia, constant in gymnastics, is talking about lines. In every apparatus, her lines are exquisite.
She has such a natural elegance to her, and she's bringing it all the way to floor exercise. 1.5 front layout, little bit of loose knees in the 1.5, but nice job on the landing. Love seeing the team do the routine on the side with her. It's the best energy you can get. Final pass, a front Rudy. Beautiful landing. That's exactly what Sarah Shire-Brown was looking for. Make sure you finish the routine controlled landing and then celebrate. Beautiful 1.5 to front layout combination pass. And caps it off with a front 1.5, a Rudy, into a controlled lunge and a lovely finish.
Rushlow not in the vault. It's worth pointing out Jessica Johansson, 2-time titles on the floor. She's not on the floor. Now we move to Anna Pagliaro, 9.875, season high and career high set this year.
Switch leap to switch half, very difficult combination. Just slightly off of 180 degrees in her split, which the judges will deduct for.
Rushlow in with a 9.775.
Back handspring layout step out. Little unsure of the landing. You saw her slight balance check there.
Celine Beasley assisted by Anastasia Candia, Michael Rosso, and Mackenzie Shank.
Nice job getting that stuck landing. A front layout full off the side. Very difficult skill. Really nice extension and height through that series. She just didn't quite find her landing position, but this was the highlight. A front full off the side to a perfectly stuck landing.
Little debrief as we move back over to the current all-around leader, Maddie Johnston, the junior from Boyd's, Maryland. 9.875 career high. Her best score this season, 9.15. You see Rushlow, what a great lead off at 9.775.
Maddie had a couple errors last week on this routine, so she's definitely looking for a comeback routine here. Big double pike to open it up. Little bit under rotated. She had to hop forwards.
Johnston did take the floor title at the Keystone Classic with that 9.775.
Second pass for Maddie. Front 1.5. Really nice height on that skill.
Your updated all-around score with Johnston leading. Sarah Shire Brown has done a great job reaching out to her alumni. A lot of folks will remember Ellen Casey with a perfect 10 on the floor for Penn State.
Final pass for Maddie, a 1.5 front layout. That's where the issue was last week and not today. Such an important routine for her confidence on floor. To do it at home, nail the last pass. Really nice height there. The team was giving her positive energy as she was going for it, and she nailed it in front of her home crowd.
You heard awesome, so impressed, so good. The positivity oozes out of both of these coaches, Sarah Brown and Celine Beasley. So remember, aired out with the injury. So Jacqueline Manifold, the sophomore from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
It's a very tricky position to be in as a teammate. Can't compete that day to go from an exhibition routine to be in the lineup, but that's the beautiful thing about having a team, is there's always someone ready to have your back, and at this moment it is Jackie Manifold's turn to step up.
Rutgers gets ready. It's worth mentioning that Penn State, I think, closed the deal with that 49.15 on the beam, tying their season best score. That's what you want before you hit the floor.
Jackie opens up with her acrobatic series. Gorgeous back handspring layout step out. Love to hear the cheers from her teammates. Little off there on the side aerial skill. To slight balance check. Switch lead. Split 3/4, extremely difficult combination. full turn.
You always have to be ready. She seems like she's ready.
Just the dismount here. Really nicely done. Wow, that to me is the highlight so far of this competition, to see an athlete step into the lineup and nail a routine like Jackie did. That is so exciting, and one of the many reasons why I love college gymnastics.
Well, and one of the reasons why I love the spirit of this Rutgers team. Yes, they may not win, but Umi Celine Beasley said, look, that's not important. We're in Oregon State. We're in Las Vegas. We're making progress. We got this great recruiting class. I like her approach as we go back to the floor for Penn State. Alina Viroha from Latvia. 9.9 career best, 9.8 season best.
First pass for Alina. She does a double tuck. Massive height, beautiful control. That was a breathtaking double tuck. Showing off her flexibility in her leap pass. Combination pass, front layout to front pull. Little bit of a crossed lunge. Slight directional issue there, which the judges will deduct for.
Manifold, by the way, a 9.825.
Final pass, huge double pike, pristine control, so much excitement from her teammates. So far, Penn State is on fire on floor, but this was my highlight, the double tuck, perfect chest position on the landing, and the most controlled lunge of the meet. And such a great final pass for Alina. She's really made immense strides in her gymnastics at Penn State.
Up next, Gianna Ortiz. Look at Manifold subbing in with a 9.825. Ortiz, 9.875 season high and career high set this year.
Big opening series here for Gianna. It's a triple series. 2 back handsprings into a layout step out. A little bit off on the landing, but managed to bring it back very well.
New career high for Virova for Penn State with a 9.925.
So well deserved. So we saw that gorgeous jump connection. Just the dismount, a gainer full. Really well done. Just that small balance check off the top of the routine, but the rest was flawless.
Well done for the junior from Orlando.
So difficult. 2 back handsprings into a layout step out. And she did a really nice job minimizing the deduction and a gorgeous gainer full off the side.
Manifold wearing that crown.
Looks like there's some crown malfunctions in the hair.
Isabella Salcedo, the sophomore from Arlington, Texas. Usually does a little salsa with a little sassy performance here.
Whoa, Dean, get your dancing shoes on.
And look out.
opening leap. Very difficult switch full. Oh gosh, little short there on that double front. Such a difficult skill. Really don't see very often.
Meanwhile, Rutgers back-to-back 9.825s on the beam.
Final pass for Isabella. Combination pass. Beautifully done. Lovely routine. Just that first pass, she was significantly under-rotated and did save it. She did not sit it down, but so difficult to do a punch double front and amazing strength to save that landing. But check out the final pass with that sky-high front pike. She has the most beautiful showmanship on floor exercise. It's a treat to watch her compete floor.
Hannah Joyner, 9.95 career high, 9.925. She came into this meet against Penn State. I love how she gets on the beam with 29 career 9.9s.
Hannah is the beam queen. Rutgers could really use her beam magic right now. That was pretty magical right there. Gorgeous position in her leaps. Perfect 180 degrees.
9.750 for Salcedo on the floor for Penn State. I'm thinking Joyner's going to crank a big score here.
If she can get this landing, this will be a massive score. Oh gosh, so short on that landing. I blame myself, honestly.
I did it. I got to take the hit there.
What a beautiful routine on the balance beam, and just short on the dismount. She had a little bit of a leg separation on the twist. You can see by her facial expression that she was really wanting that stuck landing. If I were a judge, I would deduct nothing for on the beam, and unfortunately that dismount is a decent sized deduction.
Fair though, solid except for the dismount. Now we move back over to the freshman Ava Piedrahita. Damascus High School 9.85. Season best, obviously her career best for the rookie.
Opening pass for Ava. Big double pike. Nice job. Second pass is her combination pass. 1.5 front layout. Beautiful execution. So far, so good for the fabulous freshman. Just the final pass here. Yeah, that's a perfect stick. That should be a big score, Dean. Beautiful routine to cap off her fantastic all-around day.
Final pass.
Athletes are allowed to lunge out of their skill, but that was a perfectly stuck double tuck to finish off her evening. Very nicely done.
Hey, that was great.
Yeah, well said. Powerful legs. Chest was down a little bit, but the legs and strength to stand up straight.
Check you out with your gymnastics lingo. That is right, Dean.
Check you out. Stephanie Zanella, the junior. Wow, I love how she pops up on the beam. The junior from New Jersey, Immaculata High School, 9.9 career high, season high 9.85.
Stephanie is a beautiful balance beam worker. Split jump to a very difficult split ring as she takes her eyes off the balance beam. Flawless triple series, 2 back handsprings into a layout step out. So difficult, and she made it look like she was doing it on the floor, which I can remind you that she definitely was not. Side aerial to a tucked 1.5. She did hop to the side, so there will be a direction deduction as well as the hop. But the new dismount rule is making it much more difficult to stick those landings. Really nice side aerial. Just set a little bit over to the side and had to take the decent sized hop. But great job to finish off the balance beam rotation.
Stephanie Zanella, it's worth mentioning again, Jackie Manifold stepping up in a big way for Aaliyah Aird, out with an injury. Now we go to the anchor for Penn State. You see that 9.925 in the middle of the lineup. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for another great freshman, Amani Herring from Denville, New Jersey, 9.85. Already a career high, trying to break it here to end the evening for Penn State on the floor.
Amani opens up with a massive first pass. Big double Arabian. Little bit low there on the landing, but a controlled lunge. Much better than last week. And she can put on a show, that's for sure. Second pass, 1.5 to a front layout. Lovely. Amani, if she can get this landing, this will be massive. Wow. She fell out of it just a little bit, little chest down there on the final pass, but that is a jam-packed routine with difficulty. Notice there her eyes were just down onto the mat. But what a day for the freshmen, and what a day for Penn State.
Start to finish, you could hear Coach Sarah Shire-Brown from start to finish, Penn State on point.
That's exactly what she was looking for from her team.
Okay, it's not easy to compete on a Monday. We did a long week, we've had a lot of training, okay? Meet 5, whatever we're in right now, excellent. Moving in the right direction. Super proud, okay? Very nice job.
That's what you want to hear from your head coach. Meet 5, whatever it is, super proud, excellent work. Can't get much better than that.
9.875 for Herring, which is a new career high. And of course, Alina Virova by way of Latvia. Incredible performance on the floor for Penn State. Penn State wins it 196.4. We'll be back to wrap it up on the Big Ten Network. Next Monday, don't miss another great women's gymnastics matchup when the Iowa Hawkeyes, led by Larissa Libby, compete against the Cornhuskers, led by Heather Brink. Coverage begins next Monday at 9 Eastern only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Rec Hall, once again, an outstanding venue for this Big Ten matchup where Penn State gets their first Big Ten win of the season, 196.55. Rutgers traveling all the way to Oregon State. In fact, solid performance at 195.15.
I am so impressed with both teams. Of course, Rutgers did not have the meet that they wanted, but to still come out with a 195 plus score and to have some exciting performances, particularly Jackie Manifold going up on balance beam for her teammate, absolutely crushing the routine. Umi Salim Beasley has to be feeling pretty good to know that her athletes have each other's backs in those situations.
So well said. As you see both teams out here, very special camaraderie with Big Ten gymnastics. Yes, it's a competition, but they all seem to love each other as you see the all-around winner, the freshman sensation.
I am so excited for Ava Pietrahita's career, and tonight to come out with the win, knowing she has more in the tank, is such an exciting begin to her absolutely fantastic collegiate career.
We are now joined by Sarah Shire Brown, the head coach of Penn State. It's now her team. And Sarah, you said a bunch of great things to us. You said Monday Night Mayhem. You said you need a Big Ten win. And we heard you say on the Big Ten Network, from start to finish, your team delivered.
I thought we had a really great night tonight. You know, I thought we were solid on all 4 events, but what I'm most excited about is that our floor team hit tonight and brought the energy. Really excited to see what we can do from here. Only up from here for sure, and we still have a little more depth that we can play with, so I'm super proud of this team. I think this is our 5th meet, and I just keep seeing them get a little better each time. I couldn't be more proud.
Cassidy, Sarah, talk about Cassidy's bar routine and Elena's floor routine. I mean, I was jumping out of my seat. What did that mean for you, the team, and for both of them?
Well, so was I. I hope that got on camera as well. I was worried I was going to twist an ankle all night, but they were amazing. And they were amazing, I told them both, because they put in the work. They work so hard at practice. They've been going after those landings. They've been really zoning in on the tiny details. I told them both tonight that they deserved those scores, and I was really proud to see it pay off in Rec Hall tonight.
I feel like it's another big statement for Big Ten women's gymnastics.
Absolutely. I mean, look at our conference. Every single night we're battling week in, week out. We've got a huge Big 5 meet coming up at the end of the month, and then obviously the Big 10 championship. I couldn't be more proud to be a member of this conference, and we just keep getting stronger, and I couldn't be happier.
We're going to let you say goodnight to your youngsters. Look at the camera and say goodnight to your 2 little boys.
Good night, Eli. Good night, Isaiah. I love you.
All right, congratulations on the win, Sarah. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Sarah Shire Brown, a lot of fun.
She is such a phenomenal coach, and to see her team do what they did tonight, continue growing as a squad, hit floor, like she said, at home in front of their home crowd. It's only up for this Penn State squad.
And I'm going to let you put one more stamp on Rutgers, because Umi Salim Beasley is building exactly what Sarah Brown is building.
I do not think today should at all tell anyone what Rutgers is all about this season. They put up a fight. They are going to be back and better than ever, and keep your eyes on them. I'm telling you, they are going to have a fantastic season.
Well, that's going to wrap it up from Rec Hall and Happy Valley. Penn State, your winner, their first Big Ten win of the season, and their freshman sensation, Ava Pietrahita, your all-around winner for Coach Sarah Brown. I want to thank Jim Ressler, our producer, Jeff Clark, our director, Grace Amberg on stats, my All-American and Big Ten champ, Olivia Karras. I'm Dean Linke. Good night from State College, where Penn State gets the W.